Hello, everyone. This is Kody, one of the hosts of Fishin, a Merfolk Podcast. I mean, obviously, this is the channel. You're on our YouTube channel. I don't know why you would expect me anywhere else. This video is basically just a sort of State of the Union address for Fishin, a Merfolk Podcast. I wanted to talk about some of the things that we've kind of gone through and look forward to a brighter future. This has been just really an awesome ride. You guys all have been, all of our listeners, all of our followers, and even our new sponsor has been just super great in helping us, get better, become better, look better, sound better. You guys have all been fantastic. So I want to start off with thanking a few people up front. The first person I want to thank is my wife. Jessica has been just so great. She helped with the kids. Whenever we've had to record early or we had to change dates. But on top of that, she just, when I told her I wanted to do this, she just kind of said, sure, why not? Do it. She was just super supportive. And so, we've been through a lot, in our time that we've been married, but just, she's definitely always been willing to put up with me, even at my nerdiest, making a podcast about a fantasy-themed collectible card game. So thank you so much to Jessica. I'd like to thank Matt next. Matt, my co-host, he doesn't know I'm making this video, so this might be a little bit of a surprise for him. But when I was looking at making this podcast and I was kind of just brainstorming, so this would have been like September, October of 2017 was when I was kind of formulating the ideas of what I wanted to do and trying to figure out where I would land content creation wise. I thought of a few different people that I would want to get involved in this project with me, and Matt has just been a good friend of mine for several years, very knowledgeable about modern and legacy and about competitive play a little bit better than I am. Just also, like I said, just a good guy. He's been a good friend of mine, and we have really great conversations with each other. And it was kind of a no-brainer to have him be a co-host on the show, even though he's not a Merfolk player. I think we can give him a pass on that because he's been good for the show. I hope that he stays with me, he keeps doing this with me, because I'll have a hard time, filling his shoes with somebody that conversation would roll with so easily. And he would be a hard person to replace for sure. So thank you again, Matt, for coming along with me on this journey and making this podcast sound much more professional than it would if I was the only person at the helm. So the next person I'd like to thank is Ishton. Ishton is an artist that I found on Twitter, and I really enjoyed their work, especially with their chibi merfolks. They're just hilarious little comics and different things. And I got in contact with Ish, and they were very kind with their time and very reasonable, and just on top of that, just being a Merfolk player themselves, it was such a great thing to be able to work with an artist that's, number one, just excellent at what they do, but two, also just kind of has a similar passion to us in Merfolk and a avid MTG player themselves. So it's really cool to have found Ish and been able to work with them on all of our projects. So thank you to them. Next, I'd like to thank our patrons. Our patrons, you guys have been so fantastic. I want to give a special shout outs to Keith, my buddy Keith. We were in the Navy together, and kind of got back into Magic together at around the same time. And Keith was kind of the person that pushed me into doing a Patreon. Keith has been our longest running patron, so thank you, Keith. We'll have to get you on the show at some point. But thank you for pushing us to do this. And then, my wife is a patron. I can't really count her, but Russell, who actually has been on the show. We still need to get a few other people on that have been $10 patrons. So look forward to those episodes. But thank you seriously to everybody. Brandon, Eric, Jason, my wife Jessica, Jim, Joel, Jonathan, another Jonathan, Max, Jungle Fiver, a streamer, Keith, my buddy Keith. I just had talked about Luke S, Mason, my buddy from the old deck testing group, Matt W. Actually, I met Matt, and we had actually played Magic before. And then when he found me again doing this show, it was like, oh snap! It was just crazy. Russell, who again was on the show, Squire of Atlantis, and Stephen Vo. You guys have all been fantastic. We've also had some patrons come and go. So thank you, patrons past and present. You guys have really made a difference in the show. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Merfolk community at large. We have such a broad stroke of people in there in our group. We have people as big as the Professor, who's a noted advocate for Merfolk, to Corbin Hostler, to Nikachu, avid Merfolk player, puts out excellent content himself. We have lots of streamers like Moontime Dweller and Tuxdev. We have a Discord group, a Facebook group, a subreddit, and you don't need to spend longer than about 2 minutes on the Magic subreddit to know that there are people that are really willing to take you down a peg whenever you say something. And I really would say that that is not the case for any of the Merfolk's gathering points in any fashion. Everybody there is super supportive of each other, and all we want is to be better Magic players, and we definitely help each other do that. So thank you so much to the Merfolk community. All you guys that have been on the show, Corbin, Nikachu, we've had John Victor, who came to us with a interesting standard list. We've had Ford, the streamer, Tuxdev, legacy streamer, and just kind of he wrote the book on legacy Merfolk, so it was really great to have him on. And we've just had some great guests in our time. We've had magic artist Aaron Miller. We've had DJ from Brainstorm Brewery along with Corbin. We've had Jay from Cumulative Upkeep as well as a regular segment on the Booster Tutor channel. So she was our first guest, and may be coming back soon, maybe. But Jay was a great guest, and along with Russell, our patron that came on the show. You guys have all been awesome, and I can't wait to continue working with them, as well as maybe even getting some more people. There's lots of content creators that I want to work with, and it'll be really cool to see where we're able to take Fishin in 2019. So that leads us to, where do we go from here? What are we doing in 2019? Well, we're going to fire back streams up regularly. My finals are over this week, so I'll be able to get weekly streams going again, and hopefully keep video content continuing. Also, shout out to my brother-in-law Jason for putting together this computer for me. It's been a real help because my Mac Mini was not pulling its weight, and obviously you could tell by a lot of the early videos that it was a project that was very quickly abandoned. Streams were just cut out. So this computer has definitely helped out a lot in that arena. We're able to boost our Twitch numbers. We have a considerable following both on Twitch and YouTube, and that's just been great to expand content. So we're looking at how we can expand content into Twitch and YouTube in a more meaningful way. The other thing we're looking at doing is GP attendance. Obviously, there's GP Oklahoma City that's really close to where I live. There's events in, I believe, Fort Worth this year. I'm looking at going out to Seattle for GP Seattle, and GP Vegas is definitely something that Matt and I have really high on our priority list to attend. So if you want to meet us, hang out with us, play some Magic with us, we're gonna make a concerted effort to get to more events and do that and be a part of the community. So lastly, I want to plug a few things that you can help support us to make these a reality. So, I already went over our patrons, but supporting us at patreon.com/fishcastmtg is a great help. I cannot stress how much it's helped the show grow, both in audio quality, video quality, stream quality. It also pays our hosting charges. These are all things that everything goes back into the show. I've taken losses on this show, so don't think that your money isn't being invested into making better product. You guys have done so much to help the show grow, sound better, look better, feel better, and it's your support is just great. Thank you so much. The next two ways you can support us are monetarily anyways. You can support us at Inked Gaming. You could go to Inked Gaming, find our playmats. We have a few playmats up for sale now. That's a great way to support us because we get money directly back from those sales. And you can even use the coupon code Fishcast10 to get 10% off, and that will also go back to us to help us out. And then we also have a store that we're selling t-shirts now. We're selling t-shirts, coffee mugs, all that fun stuff. So you can head to our store, and we also get a fairly good chunk of those sales directly back to us to help support our content. Another way you can support us is by subscribing on Twitch. That's a great way to show your support. We get money directly from that, and that does help the show as well. Supporting us for free is also great. It's amazing. Rating us in the Apple Podcast App Store, sharing us with your friends, telling people about what you see, liking our videos, subscribing everywhere you can. All that stuff helps grow us and make us more visible. So thank you to everybody who's done all of those things. And we'll see you in 2019.